there, this is Carolyn, and I wanted to talk to you about Kundalini Awakening symptoms. A lot of people ask me what are the symptoms of Kundalini Awakening, and they are quite different than a spiritual awakening symptoms. With the Kundalini, it starts at the base of your spine and it sits dormant at the base of your spine. And when it is activating, there can be a lot of pressure and pain that starts in the base of your spine, moves upwards, and it's moving up your spine through the channels of your chakras, out the crown basically. So you can have a lot of pain in the spine, and as it rises, it comes up through each chakra, and a lot of pressure in your head and out your crown. And it can also move through each chakra, removing the blockages that may be in there. Ideally, the Kundalini is going to be rising up, so everything starts in the root chakra, and it's doing a lot of clearing in that area. And you might have a lot of symptoms there, and each chakra, you'll notice it'll be moving through that chakra, and it might be days or weeks or months or years even that it's clearing through that chakra basically. So for me, I had a lot of pain in the lower three chakras at once. It felt like a lot of digestive problems, and I couldn't eat a lot and lost a lot of weight, no appetite sort of thing. In the heart chakra, it's a lot of expansion and pain in your chest, and you feel like you're having a heart attack sometimes. A lot of Kundalini people have gone to the emergency thinking they're having a heart attack and get all this testing done, and it just reveals there's nothing wrong. The crown chakra and the third eye can be quite painful. Headaches and migraines that can go off and on for weeks and months. And the throat chakra's clearing. You might have a lot of throat issues or swollen glands, coughing, just feeling kind of like you have ongoing throat illness, I guess, or sickness in that area. So these things you're kind of trying to figure out, am I sick? Is something wrong with me? What are these bigger issues? Well, it's really just your chakras clearing. And once you're understanding what's going on, it's a lot easier to surrender to allowing these things to occur. Another thing that people have are a lot of electricity through the body. So you feel, for me, I feel, and this constantly goes on, it used to be like chronically going on, but now it's more in waves with upgrades and ascension times and integrations where it's such high energy. I feel like I just like I'm a light bulb and I'm radiating, and I feel very electric, like if I were to put my finger in a light socket. That much energy is through my entire body, and it feels like it's radiating out. And do you see this on me? I wonder, like, can people see this feeling I have? Because it's so powerful, and it feels like it's just expanding out of me. There's extreme heat and skin crawling sensations, or extreme coldness, and thirst, constant quenching of thirst. I can drink water and gallons of water and I'm still thirsty. Also, the adrenal glands are being really taxed during the awakening, and it can cause a lot of anxiety and fear and fight or flight modes and depression, worry. You kind of feel like you're going crazy, like you're not stable at all. And a lot of people can go on medication at this time for fear and anxiety, because you are feeling so out of sorts, and like the smallest things, or you can create more issues in your head about your job or people in your life or these sorts of things. For me, it was like I couldn't get through the day. Like the little tasks of my responsibilities seemed extremely overwhelming, and it would just set me into such a bad state where I couldn't really function at all. And that spiraled, actually. It was quite terrible. So that was, I was in more of a fight and flight mode, which can often happen. So surrendering to this is really imperative. So you allow the process to just occur and try and stay out of fear. You can see energy and feel energy a lot. It's like sparks of energy, lights, orbs, these sorts of things. You can see angels and deities and masters and fairies and energy like entities. So you see dark energy and light energy. You can see it on people as well. You can really see if they're negative energy versus a positive energy, or if they're carrying a lot of entities on them. It's really hard to be in public places now for me and around a lot of people. It just drains me so much. And if somebody's of a negative energy, that's really terrible. I cannot handle it, really. I need to do a lot of clearing and shielding of myself. Where before I never even noticed people, and being in crowds never bothered me, but I really need to be in nature a lot more than anything, and that's where I'm the most happy and grounded now. Being grounded is super important. Also, you can hear like a lot of sounds and ringing, and insects can be really attracted to you more than ever, and sit on you. They want your energy. Animals will want to be around you. Children will want to be around you because you're so high vibrational. And with the sounds in your head, you can hear clicking, you can hear buzzing, you can hear your brain rewiring. It sounds like popping, and your skull is changing. You can have a halo feeling wrapping around your head. Wings on your back are another sensation. A lot of people can have kriyas. Mine are quite small, but some people have very like full body kriyas, which are involuntary movements, where their spine might be realigning, or hips, or these sorts of things. Mine are just twitches that kind of randomly happen. I get them a lot on my face and my eyes and my eyebrows, and they're just basically uncontrollable twitching, and it can last for a long time. So mine come and go in spurts, and it's just another way of your body clearing and moving the energy. You can have symbols come to you, ancient symbols. I often get those sorts of things. Egyptian sort of symbols come to my mind. So with the third eye expansion, you're just getting a lot of downloads and information. You could start talking in tongue, or wake up speaking in tongue and foreign languages, mudras, these sorts of things. So obviously these things aren't normal experiences, and there are just certain levels of the awakening process. So for me now, I have a lot of these symptoms. I've passed a lot of the symptoms, but they'd still come and go. I think it's just going to be forever ongoing, and there's constant change still after the awakening into higher levels of consciousness, and downloads and upgrades, and we're all going through it on the planet, so it's Kundalini or not. So what really has helped me through all of this is just finding mantras that can keep me grounded and in a positive state, to stay out of fear and just be in surrender, because you want to really just give your body and allow this process to occur, and it can go on for years, so it can be quite dramatic. The dark night of the soul and the ego refinement is another big thing that happens, and dark night of the soul is for a lot of just spiritual awakening, and it's a big part of the Kundalini awakening. So you have to just allow this process to occur, the karma to end. I have a Dark Night of the Soul video that you can look at if you're interested in finding that more specifically. But the physical pain got a lot more easy and manageable once I surrendered it myself and just allowed the Kundalini to go ahead and do the work. So I found when I fought it and resisted it, or just focused on the pain or complained or anything like that, it's just made it worse. So it's better just to simply lie down if you need to lie down and rest, and allow everything to occur, and then it moves more quickly through the body, and you can get back to what you need to take care of. So those are the basic symptoms of an awakening and a Kundalini experience. You really want to be achieving a spinal sweep, so the chakra conditioning is extremely important as the energy moves up through your spinal column and out your crown. And this is basically the most that is happening in this awakening, as well as the ego refinement, because when you're holding this much energy and this much divinity and new psychic abilities, you need to be wise and conscious of how everything is being used, and not abused, basically. So you can't be using your abilities in an egoic way. You really want to be using them as of service to the planet, and constantly being in your I am presence is really important as well. So this is my suggestions on how to get through it, as well as what you might be experiencing in an awakening process with the Kundalini. Blessings.